Here's an easy question for you. If business is a game, are you a pro? If you want to see what I mean by pro, check this woman out. She's a complete demon. When I heard an interview with her, I knew what I'd stumbled upon. Superwoman, a hardcore deal maker. In the next 3 minutes, I'll break down her advanced tactics and you can copy them. I'll give you a cheat sheet and so you can do exactly the things she's doing to convince her audience. I watched her on Squawk Box CNBC and a few of her other interviews. I'll break down what she's doing. Number one, super smooth voice control. Her name is Linda Kozlowski, and she's the CEO of Blue Apron. That's the meal delivery company. Listen to her talk.
Well, actually, I saw a lot of parallels. I mean, I tend to take positions that I believe strongly in the product, and I see a huge opportunity for growth that's untapped. Really revolve around three key areas. How do we expand the audience and really attract more people that are going to be great customers?
It's a masterclass in voice control, tone, cadence, volume, word choice. She's really using her voice to create attention, status, credibility, and frame control. But how? For attention, her voice is firm and her dictation is clear, like your mom telling you to get away from something that could harm you. That clear, right? Now back away from the door there, son, so I can shoot that man in the leg. I know that's not right, but you might have had a different mom than I did. Anyway, Linda's voice is not only firm and clear and in control, but it has a deep, warm character. It's rich and flowing, and you trust her when you hear it. In terms of status, she doesn't use these non-word vocal expressions, things like the things we all hate to do. She's completely got them out of her vocabulary. That's the mark of a professional. Someone who's focused, direct, and chooses her words so carefully. In terms of credibility, her language is rich with industry terms for her industry, right? Like, hey, it's meal kit delivery, 12-month payback period, indulgent menus, top of funnel marketing. Your industry is different, but she uses industry terms. And in terms of frame control, she doesn't argue with the interviewer. She reverses the frame and resets the conversation. For example, she says at one point, no, we don't do that kind of wasteful activity, reframing the competition.
Very common
like
in the industry.
You're talking about the grocery store?
No. Actually, more about really, if you look across the industry, there's a lot of just ROI negative marketing where you're just really filling the top of the funnel with discounts. And instead, what we're focused on now is how do we create value for our best customers that are going to stay with us for a long time.
Thinking of the other guys. They have a negative 20% margin, and they're throwing away dollars top of funnel. That's reframing. So the big second thing she does is she crushes the really tough questions. Here's the hardball questions she was slammed with in just one of the interviews that I watched. There's a question like, how many customers have you lost? That's a tough question, right? So here's the other questions. What happened to you? I mean, how did your company go from a $1 billion unicorn to a microcap? Question 2 she got, isn't your menu too complicated? It's a tough question. Question 3, your company has struggled over the last 2 years. How many customers have you lost? And how do you turn these around? These are brutal questions, and it's exactly the kind of questions that can trip you up, making you seem defensive, argumentative, and difficult to have a conversation with. When you trip up, you seem difficult and argumentative. Linda, she understands this kind of verbal attack, these questions, and she correctly answers hostile questions with a reframing formula.
So for us, it was really about, again, moving away from this concept of just throwing a lot of dollars at customers that weren't necessarily going to retain in the funnel. This is actually luckily something we've already solved. So now 50% of our recipes are below 30 minutes to prepare. They're simpler. We're testing them with a variety of types of skilled cooks and people who are more novice cooks to make sure they're really easy and accessible. When you think about those metrics and when you look at the TAM that we've actually set forward, we think we have a TAM of about $45 billion looking in the U.S. right now. Part of the reason we think this is strong is because you look at meal kit purchases, people purchase around 15 times per year with a $58 average.
She firmly acknowledges the criticism. Sure, we struggled with that. Then she describes the new and better approach the company is now taking. But we've invested millions to fix that problem. And then she anchors the new way of doing things with solid numbers that work when you do the math. And that's the key, the numbers. Number 3, Linda knows her numbers dead cold. For me, and for Linda too, there's an important rule when you're pitching a deal, smart buyers and investors. Here it is. Never say something that doesn't have a number in it. I watched Linda in multiple interviews over and over. She's breaking down the numbers in 50 words or less, right? Something like this. Hey guys, when you think about our metrics and when you look at our $45 billion US addressable market, we've got a strong conversion of 18% at the consumer level with same customer meal kit purchases of 15 times per year at a $58 order value, right? And then she finishes, when you run those numbers, we have a strong business. So I know she spent 80 hours preparing for these interviews, but it still feels fresh and off the cuff. All your material should be prepared in advance, but it should never feel like it was, right? If you're interested how to prepare in advance and make it feel off the cuff, I'll show you how to do that. But for the meantime, look at Linda. She's able to do it like a talented actress. She's reading from a prepared script of corporate answers. I've written hundreds of these kinds of scripts, right? And so that's how I know she's reading word for word from a script, or she's memorized it. But she's filtering it through her personality, her experiences, and her life philosophy. By filtering like this, her answers sound fresh and unique and interesting, even though it's really just the same script that everyone uses. You can do everything I've described in this video. Use your voice to control attention, status, and credibility. You can use the reframing formula. You can be spontaneous and fun-loving, but still follow a script. Carefully, but filter it through your personality so it feels dynamic and fresh. Look, it's worth a few minutes to try these things out. You'll get a giant boost in revenue and you'll move up a level in becoming a pro deal maker. How to prepare for a pitch is a process and it's a formula you can quickly learn. I'll show you how to do everything I've described in this video, everything that Linda does, right? I can show you using example after example with specific scripts that apply to your business. So you can join me for a special broadcast, How Deal Makers Prepare to Pitch and Close. It's a critical skill set, preparation. And you've probably ignored it for way too long. Most people do. It's not your fault. No company teaches preparation. And you probably got where you are because of your raw talent, your charisma, your natural just intelligence. But today, that's not enough to become a great market leader. Get this preparation skill set. Click the button below. Join the broadcast.